So here we have Porsche 987.2, brought to us from our friends at Manus Autosports in Oakville. Good friends of mine, been racing with them for a while. Brought us this car because he loves our wiring. He knows we're good at that. We're good at fabrication. They do a lot of engines and classic Porsche restorations, but as far as race cars go, that's what we do best. So he decided to bring it to us. Basically, it started as a small list of air jacks, a Bosch Motorsports M5 ABS unit, a couple little knickknacks here, some chill out system. And then, well, we dove into it and found out this thing had actually been in a pretty bad crash before he bought it.
And the wheel well still, this is at the back. It's actually cracking up there also at the A-pillar. So I think we stitch weld this entire structure, box that in, and that should help this. So this is in the strut well. You've got cracks around each one of these, small one there, and then under here you have the crack there, split there, and it's kind of starting to separate down to about there.
So we actually ended up tearing the whole front end apart, having to re-weld a lot of the strut towers together because it was all cracked and separated. So needless to say, as race cars go, it kind of snowballed into a little thing into a big thing, but we'll go through it. I had a lot of fun building this. It's a great learning point for us too. As you know, we discussed with Josiah's video earlier, what direction do we go in? This was one of the avenues we could go in. So you guys have all seen it in the background, and we're just gonna go over what we've been doing to it. So we'll start at the front. So up front, we've got our air jacks, air cylinder in the front trunk. So all these Porsches, because they're mid-engine, there's not a lot of weight up front. They usually do one jack in the front and then two in the rear. So we put it right front in the wheel well, mounted between the floor and this kind of brace here. We also added electric power steering, so eliminated all the power steering system lines and pump from the engine, added this. We put a quick fill vent on it. So one of the things that he's doing in the series is quick filling the car, and obviously the factory 5/8 hose is not going to do it. So we added a dash 16 line with a discriminator valve. Little catch can so you don't spill a lot of fuel. Little drain on the bottom here, little sight glass, just keep things nice and clean. We also added an onboard NOCO charger. We also cleaned up a lot of the wiring because this is running the Bosch ABS Motorsports unit. We moved all of the factory ABS wiring up to here with the factory ABS unit. Now, why is that still there, you might ask? Well, because if you want to check the oil in these, as most European cars go, they don't have dipsticks, you need the ABS unit in order to check the oil level on the dash. Super dumb. So what it does, it senses that the car is not moving, so it relies on the factory accelerometer inside that, and then it knows that the car is not moving, I can check the oil level. So if you don't have that, you can't check your oil. So that's why we moved it, relocated it. It's on a switch, so you can turn it on when you want to check the oil. On the panel inside, I'll show you. But mainly all of the powers and grounds from that ABS unit, we moved over to the Bosch one, cleaned up the wiring so it looks like it's an OEM fit and finish. We had HEL make us a couple lines here to go from our T's on the master cylinder and the ABS unit. So again, we were going for a really clean factory look. That's what he really wanted. Cleaned up some wiring there. We have our air jack up in the wiper cowling. Made a nice little brace underneath it too, so you can plug into this and not be worried about it flexing too much of the wiper cowling. You got your e-stop button. We got our fire suppression. We also switched to an anti-gravity battery, nice and small. We got a CarTech battery isolator in here with a CarTech panel on the inside also. Tried to go for really nice, clean install. We also did a Lifeline fire suppression. We wanted with the front end. It was really bad wiring up here. There was somebody who had been in it multiple different times and just didn't look clean at all. All of this paneling around here, this whole strut tower was actually pulled away from here. So we had to re-weld all of the seams across here. This thing had been hit at some point, we think in this front corner, and had pushed the entire front end that way, which we didn't discover that until we started pulling everything apart of it. But yeah, so that was one of the things we got into. Inside the car, it was a bit of a nightmare of a wiring rat's nest, some random fuse panel in there. Wires were run everywhere, Scotch locks, which is I cannot stand Scotch locks and Robertsons in a car. You put those in a car, please stop working on the car. Like, just please stop. Got rid of that. We have our, I'll go to the other side. So we added a CarTech PDM in here. So it's pretty simple, straightforward. You can't really program these. They're kind of dumb as far as that goes, but they're a nice cost-effective solution. You want some simple PDM logic, it's fantastic for that. So we have our this is our main battery isolator. So you turn that on and basically the whole car comes alive, and then you use the key to start it. We made this panel to mount all of the stuff here. I know when you're racing, you really want everything to be nice and easily accessible right at the touch of your fingers. You don't want to be looking and searching for things in 25 different places. So I really spent a lot of time when we 3D scanned this whole cockpit to kind of locate all of the components on the switch panel. Still can see the AC climate control because you still want to be able to turn the fan on and such. Also not make it too crowded, but still get to everything. And it's all within arm's reach in here. Another thing that we added on that side, so with the ABS, I kind of ran out of controls here. So on the left vent, we actually 3D scanned that, and that's a 3D printed insert that locks in the factory tabs for the vent, and that is your ABS settings, sensitivity, and your warning light. And right underneath that on the bottom is where we have your ABS diagnostic and the master kill if you wanted to just totally shut the Bosch ABS system off. On the control panel, you've got your electric power steering, so this will be turning it on and off if you want to be using it, your rain light. This is the main camera system, so we've installed an AIM Smarty Cam 3 system here. So we've got a front rear camera, we got our trans pump, so this would be a pump for the back that basically cools the oil in the transmission and diff. Now this rear view camera, super cool idea that he had us install. But when it's a super bright day out, the screen is actually not really that viewable. So if it comes to a situation where it's really bright out, you can just turn the camera off with a simple button here and it turns into a normal rear view mirror. So things that we want to think about when you're building a car, all of the scenarios, it's really hard to think of all of them, but tried to think of them as much as possible. The series he runs, he's got these lights up in the dash, so just a simple thing there. This is if you want to turn the factory ABS unit on, so you want to check your oil, like I said before. And then this one, the air conditioning. So we'll switch to the other side and show you all the fancy equipment on this side. So over here we have all of the latest chill out systems. We got our chill out Cypher and our chill out aircon. So this is for your cool suit. This is going to hook into his vest that he wears and basically going to pump cool fluid through it. This one is an air conditioning. So out here, your little magnet mount, this will go to your helmet and it'll actually blow cold air through your helmet. And the seat actually has an input in the back of it too. So that's really super cool. I've never seen a seat that does that, but I can confirm that being in a car for an hour, over an hour, the seat gets kind of warm. So we really wanted to keep this as a nice compact unit. So we 3D scanned this floor, made our own mount to this factory seat brackets. You could undo these vents, 2 connectors, and then the whole panel will essentially lift out of the car and you could either run it or not. We also have our Lifeline fire suppression, Motorola radio, and then I made a panel here that has all of our grounds consolidated into one ground block just for a nice clean look. One power wire comes in. We have a bus bar between our 2 main relays for this and the PDM. And a couple of big fuses also there. Keep things looking clean. It just had a big fuse box and a rat's nest of things going on down here. So really wanted to make that look super nice for him. So then we also 3D scanned the quarter window. This is an insert that we made that basically has the chill out vents with the ducts sticking out there. And this mounts to the factory mounting points of the window, tucks inside of the weather stripping so it looks like it's a factory option. Then in the back, in the wheel well, we have our air jacks. So his previous 987 that he had, the rear jacks were actually up here behind the driver's seat. So for that reason, his seat's actually kind of slightly offset, but we opted to put them in the wheel well. So with it sitting in here and the wheel on it, there's still lots of clearance here. We have the lines tuck up into the inner fender here, and then a small shield just to keep water intrusion out, because that is the intake for your engine right there. So we really wanted to have this as far back, a nice big spread between the jacks, and just again, a nice clean install that gives you a really nice fit and finish on the inside of the car, because it was super crowded when he showed us the pictures of what he has currently. It's just some wire cleanup in the back. Tucked all this where his factory pump was run. We added fire suppression to back here. But one thing that I kind of liked how we did, to put a rain light back here, normally you'd mount this stuff to like a factory license plate, and that's his rear view camera. But of course this nice really bumper he's got, it doesn't have a rear license plate. So we made a bracket that actually bolts to the rebar, extends all the way out, and then the rain line mounts through the mesh. So it's a nice sturdy mount. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to worry about vibrating off the mesh either. Yeah, so nice thing that we scanned there. We also 3D scanned every suspension component on this car while we had it all apart. So the goal is, now that we've had this chassis in here, we'll be offering a suite of products for the 987. So there's already a lot of parts on this car, but we took advantage of it being inside because we really wanted to get into the grip racing side of things, and a Porsche is a fantastic chassis to be out there, and we know that we can take our expertise and help the market in the Porsche side of things. So look for that. All of the stuff that we did on this car is going to be available once we finish the process for it. So like the 3D printed inserts, the air jack mount in the front, the floor pan, lots of things that we made on this that we're going to continue to offer to you guys from this project. So that pretty much wraps up the 987. It's been here a while. Not sad to see it go because it's been taking up some space, but it was a really fun project to work on.